that moment, like it finally sets in that you are an Olympic gold medalist and you set a record. What are the emotions that you're feeling at the time, knowing that you accomplished all that in that race?
Giancarlo, I set the record, not I mean, I think that sometimes us Canadian, we minimize it. I became the fastest man in the history of the planet. And the only one in Canada, well, first of all, the first man in the history of the world to be Olympic champion, world champion, and world record holder at the same time. So when I passed the line, it really was just, goal that I wanted to achieve, and I finally got it. But as an athlete, what I started to have a conversation about was all the mistakes that I made during the race. And so I'll be talking to my coach, and we're talking about how much faster I could have gone. So crossing the line, certainly as an athlete, when you cross the line, you know that you've achieved something and you've achieved your best. And in my case, do something that nobody else has ever done in the history of the world. But then, as a competitor, I just kept thinking, I had a terrible start. My first 30 was terrible. My middle was better, but I could improve that too. And then my last 30 could also need improvement. So again, as an athlete, you think about my goal I've reached my goal, but as a competitor, you're always seeking to improve.
Definitely. And just also, like, it wasn't the only gold medal you won, because you followed that up with another one. I know they're both equally important to you, but one of them is you're alone there, 100-meter, going up the rest of the field, and the other one was a relay, so you're part of a team. Which one was more satisfying for you as a competitor?
Well, they both were. I mean, I became the fastest man in the history of the world, so I achieved that goal. But ultimately, Bruni, Robert, Glenroy, and Carlton, had no hope of getting an Olympic gold medal. So I looked at that as a goal for me personally, that I want to help them get there. So obviously the relay was something real important, because I was trying to get these guys to achieve something that they couldn't have done by themselves.
And that was a great moment too in Canadian history.
We're the first team, again, since 1896, we were the first team to beat the Americans. We were the first team, and we did that in Atlanta, in their own house. So so that's another history-making thing.